Hello guys, a very good morning. This is Chris from Teqstories. Today we are gonna discuss about the virtual machine skill set. Okay, first I'm gonna click on this virtual machine skill set. First you try to understand what is virtual machine skill set. As of now we do got two types, that is if you want to go down and create one single virtual machine, you can go down and create with the virtual machine. In order to go down and create multiple virtual machines, you do got an option called virtual machine skill set. Okay, by using this virtual machine skill set you can go down and have multiple virtual machines to be launched, and also you can go down and scale up and scale down as per your demand. That is what we are gonna see today. Alright, then I'm gonna click on create virtual machine skill set, and here you can go down and create your Linux virtual machine or the Windows virtual machine. Okay, and as of now I want to create a new resource group name demo. Okay, and I'm gonna name it as VMSS, and I'm gonna place it in the East US, and this is what saying like which availability zone I want to place. I can choose anyone, or if I can set it up as none as well. And this time I will gonna choose the Windows 2016 data set, and now it is coming up for a size for me. Let it be as a default one. I don't want to change here, and now I'm gonna give the name here, and my name I'm gonna give here as the, for this virtual machine skill set I'm gonna give this name, and I'm gonna give a password. All right, that you already own your license, you can go down and click on S and you can get utilized here. Okay, Azure is giving you an option here where if you already have your license, you can go down and click on S and get utilized by the service. And then we are gonna create a virtual machine scale set. If you want to go down and use the load balancer here, you can go down and click on S and your load balancer will be created for you. As of now, I'm not gonna create it. Let it be no. All right, and I'm coming for the scaling. This is what the one you need to understand here. Now you can see here it is what the initial count. That means whenever our virtual machine has been created, how many machines we need. We can go down and have up to 0 to 1000 machines all at a time. This time let us say like you're having a very high demand and you want to go down and create 1000 virtual machines all at a time. You got a complete option, you can set it up 1000. So on the time you are gonna create 1000 virtual machine. Okay, as of now I'm gonna set it up for two virtual machines. That means initially I want to have two virtual machines to be up on running. That is what my condition here. In the scaling you do got a two different kind of scaling. That means if you want to go with manual scaling, you can use that, and if you want to go with a custom scaling, you can also do as well. So going for the manual, what comes into picture, whenever a traffic is increasing, you need to go down and manually increase the service. Okay, and you do got another thing called custom, and if I go with custom, we do got some other configuration where we need to set it up some kind of rules. So coming up here, if I go for a custom, what it is asking me here is how many minimum virtual machines to be running. Okay, let it be say like at least one virtual machine to be running here. Let it be with one. And what is the maximum number of virtual machine? It can go up to 10 virtual machine. That means whenever my CPU is getting 75% or higher, within it is defaultly giving us 10 minutes, I can go ahead and change up to 5 minutes, and default is ranging from 5. Okay, that means we can go lesser than 5 minutes. I will say like within 5 minutes I need to increase one server. That means whenever my CPU percentage is getting 75% or higher, within 5 minutes I'm gonna create one virtual machine. That means whenever I'm going to create my virtual machine, I will have my two machines running. So it will analyze like what is my CPU percentage for first machine and the second machine, and if both the machine is crossing 75% or higher, within 5 minutes it will gonna create a new machine. That is what the concept. And we got something called scaling. That means whenever our CPU percentage is very low, that means if I say like I have two virtual machines running up here, this time let us say like my two virtual machines are running a very low CPU, on the time it will try to turn it on the machine. So that is what, if my CPU percentage goes 25% or lower, it will try to decrease one machine. That means you are gonna have at least one machine to be running. Even though the one machine is running under 25%, it will not turn it on because we have set it up for one machine to be at least running. And that means if you set it up for this time say like number of virtual machines to increase, and at this time you got 10 virtual machines running, and on the time the 10 virtual machine is crossing 75% or higher, it will not go up because you have set it up only for the 10 machines. and only if you set it up for more than that, that is 100 or 1000, whichever you are, okay, you set it up here. So on the time it will go until 100 or 1000, but if you set it up 10 only, it can go down and scale up to 10 virtual machine. Okay, and if you want to enable and collect whenever the scaling is going on, if you want to enable or disable it, you can do that as well. And also you do got a different kind of scaling policies. That means whenever you do got a three kinds of option, that means it comes with the default. That means every instance is gonna have some of the instance ID. That means which instance ID is having a higher ID, it will try to delete that virtual machine. If in case you're setting up here, it will try to analyze, let us say like if we have our 10 virtual machines and our CPU percentage is getting low by 25 percentage, it will try to delete the virtual machine which holds a highest instance ID. Okay, and now if I talk about here the newest virtual machine, whenever it is coming down, that is whenever our CPU is getting 25% or lower, it will try to delete the newly created virtual machine. And at last we got oldest virtual machine. So which one you are thinking to go ahead and delete that virtual machine, you can set it up accordingly. As of now, I will click with the default. All right, and I will turn off the management, I mean the boot diagnosis. I don't want to turn it on. If I'm turning it on, it will ask me to go down and create a storage account, and also it is going to take some time. All right, as of now I will turn it off, and I will talk about this advanced topic. Here you do got something called enable scaling beyond 100 instance. If I'm set it up for no, what comes into picture, I'm not gonna go and create more than 100 instance. And if I set it up yes, it can go beyond 100 instance. Okay, that is what actually we do got an option. You can go and scale up to 1000 virtual machines all at a time. All right, and I will stick it with the no. And also you have a spreading algorithm. That means in Azure we do call something called default domain. So what it will try to do here is, it will, if I'm going for this fixed spreading, it gonna have a fixed of 5 fault domains coming up for you. And if you're going with the maximum spread, it is trying to spread a maximum fault domains for us. As of now, let it be in the fixed. And I'm gonna click on review and create. All right, all the validation has been passed, and I'm gonna click create. Okay, I'm done. And what we said here, we have set it up for initially we do have 2 machines to be running, and once the traffic is going high, it will try to go down and scale up to 10 machines. That is what the maximum. And whenever the traffic is going low, it will try to come back. Whenever our traffic is getting 25% lower, it will come back to the normal stage. That is what it is gonna do. Let us try to see how it is gonna work. Alright guys, we have successfully created our virtual machine scale set. Let's try to go inside this and see. And now we are in the page of the virtual machine scale set, and it is saying like we have placed our virtual machine scale set under the resource group name called demo. And it is saying like we have said like we need to have 2 machines to be up and running, and you can see the status, that is 1 out of 2. That means we do set it up for 2 machines, and 1 machine is successfully created, and it is another one is creating. All right, and if you want to restart or stop or move, you can do it. And also if you want to delete that, you can also do that. All right, and coming in for this is what my subscription, and this is what my ID. And as I said, right, this is called as a fixed dom and fixed spreading. And if you go for the fixed spreading, you're gonna have a fault domain for 5, and if you're going for the maximum spread, you're gonna have more than that. And this is what our operating system and the disk size, that is we are going to have 2 instances. All right, and I will come to here. This is what the instance where you can go and see how many machines are running here. And if I say like this is what 1 machine running in here, and it is updating, and it is still updating, and now we can see that 2 machines is up and running. Now if we see here, we can see here 2 machines will be running. I will refresh this one. See here, you got 2 out of 2 running here. And as of now, if we want to set it up the auto scaling, we have given for the custom auto scaling. By doing with the custom auto scaling, you do got a different kind of option where you can go down and use the manual scaling as well. See, if I click on the manual scaling, what comes into picture, I can go down manually increase the server up to 100. Actually we can't go more than 100 because while we are setting up the process, we have set it up for it should not go beyond 100. So that is what the maximum limit, we are not gonna have more than 100. I'm gonna discard this one, and I will try to show you about the custom auto scaling. This is what the one we have created. That is what the name it has. Initially it should have a 2 count, and it gonna try to scale based on metric. So whenever our CPU is getting 75% or higher, it will try to increase one count, and whenever CPU goes 25% or lower, it will try to decrease by one. And this is what the minimum, and this is what the maximum. If you want to change that also, you can go ahead and change as well. All right, and this is how. And actually, whenever you're setting up this one as your web server or kind of any other things, so whenever your traffic is gonna get high, automatically your CPU percentage will be going high. On the time, it will try to scale according. All right, this is how you can go ahead and create a virtual machine scale set by using the scaling. All right guys, that's it for today, and I hope this session was somewhat informative and useful.